HR issues can kill you. One complaint against your company can turn your world upside down. And you spend way too much time dealing with HR when you should be spending your time on making a profit. You should talk to Bambi. With Bambi, get access to your own dedicated US-based HR manager starting at just $99 per month. They get to know you and your business while providing HR expertise and the personal touch you need and want. They're available by phone, email, and real-time chat, so onboarding and terminations run smoothly. Team members reach peak performance, and your business stays compliant with changing HR regulations. And with Bambi's HR Autopilot, you'll automate important HR practices like setting policies, training, and feedback. HR managers can easily cost $80,000 a year, but Bambi starts at $99 per month. Schedule your free conversation today to see how much Bambi can take off your plate. Go to Bambi.com right now and type in Accelerate under podcast when you sign up. It'll really help the show. Spelled BAM, BEE.com. Bambi.com. Type in Accelerate. Welcome to Accelerate Your Business Growth, where we're exploring all sorts of business topics. Experts from around the world join me, your host, Diane Helbig, for a conversation where they share their expertise with all of you. Take what you need when you need it. Featured on Inc.com, Forbes, and MSNBC's Your Business, this podcast is recognized as one of the best podcasts for small business, sales, leadership, social media, and more. When it comes to business, Accelerate Your Business Growth has got it covered. And now on with the show. My guest today is Marcus Svedin. Marcus was an industrial electrician and switched careers after knee surgery. He found his way into advertising, starting with Facebook and email marketing. Marcus and Ben Jones co-founded Titan Marketer, now a 7-figure business. Marcus serves as the marketing director for the company, and they pivoted to YouTube in 2019. They have since assisted over 500 entrepreneurs, from new affiliates to 7-figure business owners, refining their approach and considering themselves experts in the field. Thanks so much for joining me today, Marcus.
No, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So I'm thrilled to have you. We're going to be talking about YouTube marketing, and I have, this is so timely for me in particular, because I've just started really loading some videos up onto YouTube. So I'm probably going to be taking notes as we are talking.
It's a good idea.
So let's start with somewhat of a potentially obvious question I think people need the answer to, and that is, how important is YouTube advertising, like, in the overall marketing strategy for a business?
I think it's extremely important. And the reason why I say that is because it's one of the most underutilized advertising platforms in America, or anywhere, really. Well, if you think about it, right? So right now, about 90+% of advertisers are on Facebook. Right? You can't scroll half a second on Facebook without, seeing an ad. And there's only so much real estate, like advertising real estate on Facebook, and heaps of competition. Roughly 8% of advertisers are using Google Search. Google Search can be very expensive and very, very competitive. Those top 3 spots are super, super expensive to get to, and then there's YouTube. And on YouTube, there's only 8% of advertisers right now are actually using YouTube. And so there's this huge gap, this huge void in the advertising space on YouTube that hardly anyone's using.
Right. So,
and if you're like, whether you're a coach or a consultant or a local business or e-commerce or whatever it may be, YouTube is fantastic because, you have so much ability to get your message across in a very short amount of time. Right? It's like they on a YouTube ad, a skippable YouTube ad, you have 5 seconds before they can skip. And so you can say a lot of, you can say a lot in 5 seconds on a YouTube ad.
Aha.
So yeah, so YouTube's super, super, super underutilized. And it's going to get to the point where just imagine, like, back in the 90s, you said, oh, I wish I got into more email marketing, and then in the early 2000s, you're like, oh, I wish I got into Google search and, early 2000s. And then in the 2010s around there, you're like, oh, I wish I got into Facebook, you know, like when clicks were really cheap and whatnot. Well, that's where YouTube is right now. Um, and so anyone who decides to adopt YouTube advertising into their marketing strategy right now is going to reap those benefits.
Boy, this is so great. So what are the key components of a successful YouTube advertising campaign?
So the most important part of a YouTube advertising campaign is the actual creative itself. It's the actual ad.
Okay.
And your ad, and one of the biggest mistakes that we see people make is they have a video ad on Facebook that's doing really well. And so what they do is they just take that video out of Facebook and they just post it on YouTube and they put it up as an ad, and it tanks. Like 99% of the time it'll tank, because the structure of a YouTube ad is completely different than the structure of a Facebook ad.
Yeah.
So on a YouTube ad, you basically want to structure your ad with a hook. So during that hook, you want to call out who your dream client. You want to call them out, right? Grab their attention. And then you have what we like to call an elevator pitch. Now, an elevator pitch is, just imagine you're at the bottom of a building, a skyscraper, for example, and you have to go to the very top, talk to the boss, and pitch him your idea. Well, why would you get to the very top of the building? Oh, the boss walks in the elevator. He's going down to the very bottom. So you have from the top to the very bottom, which is about 30 seconds, right, to pitch him your idea. So basically you have your hook. So you call out your dream client, who you want to talk to, right? And then you have his elevator pitch, and you're pitching them with why they should be listening to you. Who you are, what they will get if they watch this ad, if they watch this video. All right. So you do all that in the elevator pitch. And then you have the story. And the story is where you deliver what you promised in the elevator pitch. So this is where you give value, entertainment, both, what it may be. Okay. And then you have a close at the very end. And this all happens within about 3 minutes, usually about 3 minutes. Okay. So at the very close, the close is very important, because a lot of advertisers, they'll basically say, oh, so if you're interested in so and so, if you're interested in, or if you want to discover, whatever you're trying to, help them to discover or learn, right? Just click on the link below, right? That's a really bad close. You want to sell the click, right? So if you want to discover how you can add an additional 6 to 7 figures to your 6 to 7 figures to your business using simple YouTube videos just like this, simply click on the link below, right? And so that's a completely different close than to discover more, to learn more, click on the link below. See the difference? So the most important part of a YouTube campaign is the actual creative itself. Because if the creative messaging is terrible, it's not going to work. Your campaign is going to fail.
Okay. So let's talk about audience.
Yep.
How do you figure out the right target audience on YouTube? Is it the same as any of the other platforms?
It's far superior. And so the reason why I say that is because with YouTube advertising, right? So just say you have a competitor's website, right? Mm-hmm. You can target the people who visit that website and put a YouTube ad in front of them. Like if your competitor has Google Analytics, If people visit that competitor's website using Google Chrome, for example, then Google has that information on that person. And so you can say, right, anyone that visits these websites, I want to put this ad in front of them. All right. And so that's super, super powerful. Super powerful. Right. So, for example, I say to Google, right, I want to target people who are doing Facebook ads. So, what I do is I will go to competitors who are offering Facebook coaching, Facebook ad coaching, right? And I'll say, right, anyone who visits these specific websites, I want to put this message in front of them, and that message will be, oh, you know, is Facebook advertising turning your hair 50 shades of gray? Right? Maybe try YouTube ads. So there are a lot of people who are struggling with Facebook ads. A lot of people who struggle with Facebook ads, and so I'm able to put the right message in front of the right person at the right time because I know they're visiting these pages. So they're interested in these specific niches or topics.
Right.
Now, another cool thing is you can say to Google, right? Because Google owns YouTube. So you say to Google, right? Anyone that types in these specific search terms on the Google search bar, I want to show them this video ad. Okay. So now you're targeting people who are specifically looking up an answer to a question or a solution to a problem. Okay. So I can put my ad that's about, an upcoming YouTube event that I'm holding, right? And I say, hey, if you're interested in YouTube ads, come check out this 3-day event, blah, 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 blah. And I can target people who are typing in how to do YouTube ads in Google search, how to create a YouTube ad campaign, how to create a YouTube ad, right? So you're basically putting the right message in front of the right person at the right time, and then sending them to a landing page or your website that is tailored for those types of people. So you can't do this anywhere else. You can't do this on Facebook because Facebook's just interest-based targeting, right? You can't do it on TikTok. You can't do it on Instagram or any of those other places. YouTube is the only place where you can do this type of targeting and this type of messaging.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, and you can target apps. So anyone that's using the apps in the Google App Store, right? So just say I'm targeting, people who, I have a weight loss program, right? I can target all the weight loss apps, right? Or just say like we have a number of students who do investing courses, or they teach people how to do investing.
Yeah.
They target investment apps. We have a few photographers. That have come to us, and we target all the photography apps and the Photoshop apps and all that type of stuff, right? That are in the Google Play Store, and they convert really well because it's the right people with the right message.
Right.
Yeah. So it's really, really good. And here's a little gold nugget. Right.
Okay.
When you're targeting websites, right? So just say I want to target ClickFunnels users or Keep users or Infusionsoft or whatever online software that your dream clients may be using. Okay. Don't target that software's website. Target their login pages. Because if you're targeting login pages, you're only going to be showing your ads to people who are actually using that specific software. So if I target ClickFunnels, for example, I don't target ClickFunnels.com. I target the URL that their login page is on. And that gets a lot better results than if I just target the main website.
Right. I get it. Wow.
So
Okay.
the targeting for YouTube it's insane. It's intense.
Yeah, boy. Okay. Now let's talk about budgeting, right? So how do you set a budget for YouTube ads? Because,
I love this question.
Okay.
I love this question. And the answer is very simple. How many clients do you want? Right? And how fast do you want them? So if you don't want to get clients very quick, then have a small budget. Spend like $1,000 a month. Right? You can start off with 100%. You can start off with $1,000 a month. Right? And you can get results, but it's going to take a long time to get there. And because you understand is YouTube is different to Facebook, whereas Facebook you can get results you can start getting results very quickly, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is it's the longevity. It's hard to maintain those results over a long period of time at scale with Facebook. And now, don't get me wrong, like we do Facebook ads as well, right? Because it's another advertising platform,
right?
But with YouTube, okay, it's kind of a bit opposite to that. So with YouTube, it takes a bit longer to warm up, to rev up, but once it's going, right? Once you have your messaging down, once you have your good creatives, once you have your targeting, you can run a campaign and just let it run for months on end. And I'm not lying. Like we've had solar companies that we've done YouTube ads for, and they've literally had the same ad running for over a year.
Wow.
The same campaign, same ad, to the same landing page for a whole year. But it took us like 4 months to get to that point,
to figure out which ad was the one that was getting.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, if you're only spending $1,000 a month, it's going to take you a long time to do that.
Right.
Because you need data. You need data. Right. So if you want a lot of clients really quick, then you got to buy that data. You got to spend some money, spend start off with a couple grand a month, $3,000 a month. It's as much as you can, especially in the very beginning. Just testing out different ads against different audiences, testing out your landing page with your copy and all sorts. And then what you can do is once you find that magical combination, then you can drop the budget back down to a reasonable price, and then slowly scale it because you already have all that data. So it just depends on how much you want and how fast you want to go.
Are you tired of the same old productivity hacks? Have you read the top 20 books on effectiveness, and yet your workdays and email inbox still causing anxiety, burnout, and even depression? Ready to learn the latest in brain-based modalities, techniques, and technologies to optimize your success and well-being? Welcome to the Focus to Evolve podcast, where we'll illuminate your path to spacious productivity and balanced thriving. Each week, we dive into deeply insightful and immediately impactful methods to help you become highly effective while promoting health, profitability, and well-being. Say goodbye to the trance of busyness and hello to your highest potential. It's time to discover a new way of accelerating your mission, growth, and purpose. Join us on the Focus to Evolve podcast and get ready to live your most joyful, productive, and fulfilling life.
From DNA testing to the Dixie Mafia, Crime Capsule brings you new stories of true crime in American history. I'm your host, Benjamin Morris. Join us for exclusive interviews with authors from Arcadia Publishing, writing the hottest books on the most chilling stories of our country's past. You can find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts or on evergreenpodcasts.com. Crime Capsule. History so interesting, it's criminal.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. So you're really at the beginning doing a little bit of market research to see, right, what's working, what isn't. Are there any trends or new developments that listeners should be aware of as they're exploring this whole idea?
Yeah, so basically up until, it's not really new, but up until, it's kind of new. Up until a number of months ago, you could target like keywords on YouTube. Because I'm saying YouTube's a search engine as well. It's the second largest search engine in the world,
right,
next to Google. Right?
Yeah.
And so you used to target YouTube keywords and placements and topics with conversion campaigns, right? You can't do that anymore. You can still target those. You can still create campaigns that target keywords and placements and topics, but not with conversions. It's a different type of campaign you run now. It's called a seek cost per view campaign, or it's cost per 1,000 impression campaign, more or less. And they don't work as well as they used to. So they still can do really well, but they don't work as well as they used to. Now, another thing that people need to understand when they're doing their YouTube advertising, and this is really using Google in general, right, is you understand that Google is a business and they're about making money, right? So Google will say to you, oh, we recommend you do this, or we recommend you do that. Well, I would say 90% of the recommendations are full of crap. Like, they're only there to make more money for Google.
Yeah.
Take more money from you.
Wow.
So either A, you'll get less results, but it'll cost you more, or you get the same results, but it'll cost you more. That's usually how it goes. So be very careful when applying Google recommendations. Oh, and another thing is when you start spending money with Google, right, someone will contact you. They'll call you or they'll email you and they'll say, hi, I'm so-and-so from Google, and I'm a campaign specialist, and I want to help you increase your conversion, yada, 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 yada. Right? They are full of C-rap. Okay, they're full of crap. Right? And because you understand is that these people who call you, these Google specialists, right, these account specialists, they're not marketers. They're salespeople. Okay?
Yeah.
And how do I know this? I know this because one of my current employees used to be a Google representative. Right?
Yeah.
I love her. She's amazing. Like, yeah, but she used to be a Google representative, and she was like, no, they get paid a commission.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're able to get someone to spend more money, right, they get a commission off of the difference between what they were spending to what they are spending now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so these people that call you up, they're salesmen. They've never run campaigns, their own campaigns, in their life. Right? They're just given this spreadsheet, of what to tick, what the person needs to have ticked on their account in order for Google to try and make the most money out of that person.
Wow. Yeah,
so be very careful when applying Google recommendations and talking to these representatives. Like, be nice to them. Like, I'm always kind and nice to them.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, look, I'm just busy right now. Can you send me through a calendar link? And they'll send through a calendar link, and I'll just delete it. So yeah. But
polite way to do it, right?
Yeah. Be polite, because they do come in handy. They do come in handy. So you want to be nice to them, but just don't listen to their
Right.
advice.
Right. Just remember, right, why they're even reaching out.
That's
Wow.
it. That's it.
Yeah, Marcus, this is great. This is really valuable. Will you let the listeners know how they can find you, especially for all those listeners who are listening and saying, there's no way I'm doing this on my own.
Yeah. So look, if you want to get in contact with me get in contact with us, just go to tightmarketer.com. We have some free training in there, teach you a bit more about Google. And then I think on the same website, we have you can book a strategy call with us, a 45-minute strategy call with us, where basically we'll talk to you about your business, and we'll just, if we don't think you're ready for YouTube, we'll just straight up tell you, you're not ready for YouTube. Go and do these things and then come back.
Great.
But just go to tightmarketer.com and yeah.
Excellent. That's really great. And I'll make sure that's in the show notes as well. So thank you very much for that. And listeners, thank you. You are who we're doing this for. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Accelerate Your Business Growth, a production of Evergreen Podcasts. Discover more episodes of this podcast and explore others at evergreenpodcast.com. As always, continue to prosper and be curious. And if you're looking to get your sales strategy headed in the right direction, pick up a copy of Succeed Without Selling on Amazon or wherever books are sold. Until we meet again on another episode of Accelerate Your Business Growth, goodbye and good day.
From DNA testing to the Dixie Mafia, Crime Capsule brings you new stories of true crime in American history. I'm your host, Benjamin Morris. Join us for exclusive interviews with authors from Arcadia Publishing, writing the hottest books on the most chilling stories of our country's past. You can find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts or on evergreenpodcasts.com. Crime Capsule. History so interesting, it's criminal.